Welcome back to Raw Sports Talk. I'm Chris, your favorite stat reader, and we have the Jazz hosting the Grizzlies, and the Grizzlies are 10-point road favorites. The over-under is at 240.5. The Grizzlies are minus 440 on the money line, and the Jazz are plus 340. Now, these are the overnight odds. They're going to change the closer we get to tip-off tomorrow. They've played each other 3 times this season. The Grizzlies won all 3 games, 126-124 in Utah, 125-103 in Memphis, 122-115 in Memphis. They only covered 1 game as a favorite. The last 2 that they played against each other this season went under. Lineups for tomorrow's game are supposed to be Pippen Jr., Bane, Wells, Aldama, and Jackson Jr., followed by Collier, Sexton, Williams, Filipkowski, and then Kessler. Understand that every NBA team has 30 minutes before the game to tell you who's going to play and who's not going to play. Notice I didn't say Markkanen. Notice I didn't say Morant. So it'll be interesting. Head-to-head, the Grizzlies are 6-4 against the Jazz in their last 10. They've beaten them the last 4 times they played them. The home team's on a 2-game winning streak. The home team is 8-2. The underdog is 7-3 against the spread, while the favorite is 7-3 on the money line. The under is hit in the last 2 games that they've played. The over-under is 5-5, and the over-under at 240.5 is also 5-5. The Grizzlies are 5-5 in their last 10, 2-8 against the spread. The under is 7-3. They've lost their last 3 games. They have not covered those games. There was a total of 216, 254, 214, and then 236. A 34-point win over the Heat. They covered. Then a 10-point loss to the Kings, a 16-point loss to the Blazers, and a 20-point loss to the Clippers. All 3 of those games were on the road. They did not cover any of those games. The Jazz, 1-9 in their last 10, 4-6 against the spread. The under is 7-3. The under's hitting their last 2. They've lost their last 2. There was a total of 208, 240, 220, and then 211 points. 14-point loss to the Bulls, didn't cover. 16-point win over the Wizards, they did. 22-point win over the 22-point loss to the Celtics, they did not cover. And then a 29-point loss to the Cavs, they didn't cover. They have scored fewer than 100 points in 3 of their last 4 games. The only game that they scored more than that was when they played the Wizards. I'm going to take the Grizzlies on the money line. I'm going to take the Jazz getting the points, and I'm going to go under. Neither one of these teams are really setting the world on fire offensively. So I think taking the points is going to be safe. This would probably be another one of those games where I'd look for... First off, I wouldn't bet on this game just because it's kind of garbage. But this would be another one of those games that if I did, I'd look for an alternate spread for the Jazz and just kind of get them somewhere in the 20s. And you could probably get them reasonable if you look. Now, these are just my picks. If you disagree, please go with your gut, and please bet responsibly.